The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel welcomes you to this edition of the Mayor's and Supervisor's Weekly Update, brought to you by...
Each week, our community makes history. Each week, you make history. And each week, there's only one source to turn to for the first take on history. You know what that is? Subscribe to the Sentinel right now to discover the history being made in your own backyard.
The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. More than just your news, it's your history.
Welcome, everyone, to this week's edition of the Mayor's and Supervisors Update. I'm Chris Carosa, publisher of the Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. And each week, we bring you the goings-on in the towns and villages that we cover. This week, we'll start with Mike Falk. Mike, what's going on in Lima?
Hello, Chris. Thanks for hosting us again. The flag at the town hall is at half-staff in memory of Lima resident Jonathan Stills, who perished last week. John was a village board member, a member of our ambulance corps. He set up a food pantry here. He most recently provided our inflatables with his inflatable business for the Crossroads Festival. Jonathan was the kind of person that 2 minutes of talking with him and the entire conversation seemed to always go just fine. If there was any contentious issue, Jonathan seemed to be able to melt that kind of thing away, which is a real gift. We annually do the bed races at the Crossroads Festival. Jonathan has been part of a bed race team off and on for a bunch of years. But a few years ago, we conspired and the bed race team stopped right in front of where I was announcing. He took the microphone and sang and proposed to his wife, Bethany. That's the kind of guy he was. It was a great shock to the community, and we will all miss him. Livingston County will be holding its annual candlelight vigil to offer hope after loss to suicide and overdose deaths. This is something that we've been doing for quite a while. It'll take place at the Al Lorenz Park, which is the county park up on the Mount Morris campus, September 11th at 6:30 p.m. Operation Greenlight, honoring our veterans and letting them know that we're thinking of them. Place your green lights outside of your homes and businesses. We'll be starting October 1st and running right up through Veterans Day on the 11th, ending on the 12th of November. The Pumpkin Festival coming up October 4th over at Mark Tubbs Park. Put it on your calendars, bring your kids. A great event for families to come out and enjoy all that the fall has to offer. If you think there's too many deer, come out and get your hunting license. We are selling them here at the town hall and would love to sell you a hunting license so that the deer do not hit your car or mine. We did, with the Siemens project this past week, have a small hiccup and had to do some emergency asbestos core sampling. I am pleased to say that all of the core samples came back negative, which means that the two previous asbestos abatements that we did here at the town hall were successful, and so the project moves forward. And that's all I've got, Chris.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Over to Rick in Honeoye Falls. What's happening there?
Well, thanks, Chris, and it's great to be here with everybody today. I'm very happy to announce that I've received word this week that my efforts to attain funding for part of our fire hall restoration project have come through. I've been meeting with state officials and our elected representatives in Albany and have secured funding to replace the full roof of the Honeoye Falls Fire Department building and also purchase a new generator which will service the whole building as well. The roof has been an issue for years, and we've tried multiple times to repair the leaks, which allowed roofing tar from the old type of technology they used to use and dirty water to leak onto fire apparatus and fire gear in real heavy rainstorms. The old generator truly only serviced a half of the building. So this SAMS grant funding was secured by Assembly Member Lunsford, and we sincerely appreciate her partnership with the village and her support in getting this funding approved. So this is going to be a big positive support for the village. This week in our Monroe County Legislative Committee meetings, the Environment and Public Works Committee approved the acquisition of easements for two projects in the town of Mendon, including the Boughton Hill Road culvert replacement project and the Mile Square Road bridge replacement project. These are two projects obviously within the town of Mendon, and this is all part of the county's seeker and legal process that we have to go through in an effort to move these projects forward. But these are going to be very positive infrastructure or road projects, if you will, for the town of Mendon. And then lastly, to echo a little bit of what my Supervisor Falk was just talking about, I just wanted to mention, while our local communities that combine to create the HFL school district grieve over significant losses, it truly shows the mettle we have here in Honeoye Falls, Lima, and Mendon, and the surrounding communities as well. I simply ask that that we all remember that the families of Zach Yeager are really struggling right now, as well as of course, Johnny Stills and his family, and keep them in our thoughts. I also ask that we all continue to watch for events and opportunities that will be forthcoming to support the family of John Stills. There are plans that are being developed, and we truly hope that the community will come together to support this effort. These folks are going to need our help, and we know that those in our community always do come together to help one another. So please keep them in our thoughts and be watching for these events and get out there and support them as best you can. Thanks, Chris. Have a great holiday weekend, everyone.
All right. Thanks, Rick. Over to John in Mendon. What's going on in Mendon, John?
Well, I can tell you what's going on in Mendon, but I'm not in Mendon. So when you're when you're out and about, just like our Mendon Public Library, and you don't have internet service, where do you go? You go to the library. Today I'm at the Morristown Public Library using their internet service and on the banks of the St. Lawrence River. So, and it's raining. We need the rain, but you hate to see it come on a holiday weekend, but we'll take it anyway. A couple of things today. First of all, I did talk a little bit about the records grant that we received, just under $75,000 this year, and we will potentially be applying for that on an annual basis. This is to digitize our records and eliminate a lot of paper and a lot of storage. Some paper we do have to keep by law, but this will provide space in the town hall, which we are starting to grow out of. Also, I wanted to mention that with road work, the Boughton Hill Road project is ongoing and was still ongoing from West Bloomfield all the way to the Victor line. And, the town of Mendon is basically a subcontractor for Monroe County because Monroe County owns that road. And they hired the town of Mendon to do that work. It is ongoing. And next year, it'll start at Quaker Meeting House Road and go to West Bloomfield Road. So if you're concerned about being delayed because of construction work on Boughton Hill Road, you still need to consider alternate routes. And the same will be true for next year. Your county tax dollars is what pays for that. Driesback Park. We brought in a lot of fill from some of these road projects this year. We're going to be extending the fields and we're going to go to 4 fields there. It probably will be unavailable, the rectangular soccer fields next year, but in the long term, it will be the fields will be better for drainage and there'll be more access to playing fields. Let's see. I'll be presenting the tentative budget on Monday, September 8th at the town board meeting. You certainly may attend or see it on Zoom, or the tentative budget will be posted on our website the next day. School tax payments. I know this is a day right after Labor Day. We all look forward to getting our mail. And just a reminder, if you live in the town of Mendon, you pay your HFL school taxes at the Mendon Town Hall. Now, there are 3 counties and 9 towns within the Honeoye Falls-Lima School District. So just keep that in mind. If don't live in the town of Mendon, you will not be able to make your payments at the Mendon Town Hall. Obviously, sometimes people escrow their accounts and their bank is making the payments for them. But if you are making your payments, that's where you need to go. Michelle Booth is our tax receiver. She is not a tax collector because we are a town of the first class, in case you didn't know. Lastly, the sad news about everyone's good friend, Jonathan Stills, who was really an icon in our community. He sang the national anthem when we dedicated the military memorial to our 3 National Guardsmen who were tragically killed in the helicopter crash. And I know how proud John was to be there and sing, and just did a terrific job. He will be missed in our community in many, many different ways. And all our thoughts and prayers go out to his family. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, John. So over to Steve and Henrietta. Steve, what's happening in Henrietta?
Hi. So we've got a lot of road construction going on. In addition to all the town road projects, there's a couple major New York State projects going on. Our constant badgering of the New York State DOT seems to have paid off. So East River Road is currently under construction. They are repaving from the thruway up to the 390 overpass. That construction's been going on for a while. There was a section that was closed as they replaced a culvert, but they're actually doing the paving now. They're doing most of the paving at night, just because there's less traffic at night. So we apologize for any noise. We've asked them to try to minimize the backup alarms, since that seems to be some of the noisiest stuff. They are also going to be starting construction on West Henrietta Road, which originally wasn't scheduled for next year, but they're going to tackle a portion of it this year. So again, that the badgering is paid off, and I think it helps having a state senator who's on the transportation subcommittee. So and then East River Road construction is continuing. It's nearing its completion. That should be done in October. So they've been doing the top course paving. They've got our sidewalk trail largely in. There's a couple intersections where the concrete still has to be poured for the ramps down to the pavement, but that's going really well. And that's actually come in significantly under budget on our portions. So we're actually going to use those additional state funds for improvement of the crosswalk and intersection at Erie Station and East River Road. So we're going to extend the project area a bit further to the south and get some crosswalks in there so that people from Riverton can get over to the little shopping plaza that includes like a restaurant and barber shop and a 7-Eleven. So that'll be good to fix that intersection up. We're also going to we're going to try to reconfigure it so that there's a northbound, southbound lane and opposing left turn lanes instead of the strange configuration you have today where people kind of weave around the traffic. Our 4 grant applications are in. We'd originally tried to have 5, but unfortunately we could not find a historic preservation grant that met the project. A lot of them require that they be in qualified census tracts, which our West Hamlet is not. Or like one required that the historic buildings be converted to affordable housing, which didn't fit what we were looking to do. So we're still pursuing grants there, but the other grants are in for our Riverwalk Trail. And I just got good news. The Seneca Nation of Indians are going to work with us on this. We want it to be a Seneca Heritage Trail and observe some of the history, pre-colonial days. A lot of our history today only covers colonial period on. But people have been living in Henrietta for tens of thousands of years before the colonial days. So I'm very excited to get that news. We're also, the other grants, one is for making our main playground handicap accessible. It would be replacing all the wood chips with a rubberized surface, as well as putting in at least 2 pieces of accessible playground equipment. All the existing playground equipment would remain. These would go, there's some large open spaces where we would put the new equipment. And then the other 2, one is for a pro housing grant to extend Fair Avenue south and east out to East Henrietta Road, and that would open a couple large parcels up for apartment complexes. This is right in the heart of the town, right near Town Hall and the Veterans Memorial Park. One of those projects would be affordable housing, since it's also on a bus loop and it's immediately south of Wegmans and drugstores and other stores. A perfect place for affordable housing. And then the last one is to acquire the Dome Arena to be a community center. It would also, the Manette Hall portion would also house some additional recreation space, including our gymnastics program that has more than doubled in size since I've been in office. So we're now in the wait to hear whether we got the funding. We've got a number of projects that are ongoing. So we have bids out right now for the municipal dog shelter. So hopefully we'd received a grant, companion animal grant from the Department of Ag and Markets. We're doing that in conjunction with the town of Rush and potentially the town of Wheatland. They've indicated they are very much interested in doing it, but they haven't actually passed a resolution joining the project. So that will build a new shelter that's fully compliant with the new Ag and Markets requirements. We've got grants going out for, or RFP goes out next Thursday for our, to basically get proposals to operate a restaurant in the new clubhouse we're building at our golf course. So we're doing it as a best value. There will be some preference for independent restaurant operators as opposed to chain restaurants, as well as Henrietta-based operators. So we're excited about that project. Junkyard Field Trip, a local band, was the last performers in our old band shell as part of our summer concert series. We are replacing that vinyl band shell with a permanent structure made of steel. It'll be a larger shell. The concrete pad is the same, but the current band shell does not cover the whole pad. This will. And in addition to a permanent raised stage with a ramp to get up there, which will make the stage not only handicap accessible, but will be a lot easier for roadies getting gear up and onto the stage. It'll also have permanent bathrooms, so no more porta potties during our summer concert series. As others have mentioned, the school tax bills are going out. However, my town clerk and receiver of taxes has notified me that normally they have the bills in hand by this point, and as of yesterday, they still did not have them in hand. So the people who are calling to try to find the numbers, are your clerks or receivers of taxes, don't have those numbers yet. So hopefully they'll be coming soon. They still have to get stuffed into envelopes and mailed out. So, and then let's see. And then our brush site is open again. It was closed down temporarily. We received so much brush that our piles were in violation of New York State DEC rules. So we had to move everything around. Basically, they couldn't be more than a certain feet depth. So they're now very long rows of piles. And that the purpose of that is if it's a giant mound, they can generate enough heat in the center that they spontaneously combust. So while we were fixing that, we had to close the site down, but the site is open again. However, because of all the material and the fact that the tub grinder from the county is currently broken, so we can't get that stuff cleared out, we are not accepting leaf or brush from any of the town's commercial landscape companies. We're only accepting it from residents. But it is open again. Again, that's on Middle Road. You can call our dispatch at 359-7005 to set up a time to meet out there. So, and that's it.
All right. Thanks, Steve. Anybody else have anything to add? Seeing none. Thank you all for being here, and thank you all for watching. Remember, this program airs every Sunday at 1 o'clock on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Like the page, subscribe to the channel, and those platforms will notify you when the broadcast begins. Otherwise, you can read the transcript in next week's paper. That's all for now. We'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Imagine yourself communicating with a difference. Pan-Dimensional Solutions helps you do this. Whether live spectator events, taped broadcasts, or real-time audience-engaging programs, you can benefit immediately from the tools Pan-Dimensional Solutions will share with you. Do you want to make a difference? Contact us at pandimensional.com.